I came to live in the valley with my newborn child when I was in 1995, and I suffered 15 years of poverty in the valley, and it was an ever-decreasing circle, really. The more I tried to get out of poverty, the further into poverty I seemed to go.
Our view on Hastings, that is undergoing rapid changes, is that maybe some of our diversity will be lost as prices start to spiral. People can't afford their rents, possibly going to lose their homes.
I ended up in Poverty Street, as you might call it, in social housing. There was lots of problems in social housing. I was surrounded by people with substance misuse problems, alcohol problems, and people just not knowing how to raise children or stuff like that. So sort of seeing that, was a real eye-opener to me at the time, moving into the estate. And I just really wanted to do something about it. So I've spent the last, I suppose, 15 years of my life volunteering in many capacities. This is just this is my most recent passion, really, the Heart of Hastings.
The Heart of Hastings Land Trust was set up in March last year and is a registered community benefit society. So the Land Trust is about making a balance with speculative gentrification that's going on particularly in the centre of Hastings and spreading out to the outlying areas. We've two projects running at the moment. The first one, White Rock, is where we hope to bring property into community ownership. We're targeting to do this with local investments and grants, loans, lots of other funding streams. The other project is here where I am in the Ore Valley at the power station site. This site has been derelict for probably 30 to 40 years. It's had a lot of promises to it. Millennium funding went nowhere, and it's just been left when with people needing housing, needing to work, and the whole scenario of just being left behind.
I was given a copy of the book by our coordinator, Jess Steele, and with another trustee, and we both read the book and became really passionate about the story because we realised that 100 years later, not really much has changed.
Even though it was written in an era of turn of the 20th century, abject poverty, child mortality, and no NHS, no food banks, no nothing. So you could say that yes, it is still relevant today, and especially in this area of the Ore Valley. It's as if the circle is carrying on to repeat itself. And what can we find out about that, and how can we make a change? The power station site is one that was earmarked by the organisation workshop.
We had an open day here in the adventure playground where we are today, and we brought all sorts of people. We brought leads in housing, we brought all the council boards and officers, we brought community people, we brought people with expertise, and we had a massive day down here where we talked about how would we do this? How would we take this piece of land that no developer seemed to ever want and turn it into something that was productive for people? But the thing that really grabbed me, and still almost it's like a hand on my heart, is the organisation workshop model. And the idea of the organisation workshop is that all you need is their labour. If you provide the land, you provide the resources, you provide the plans, and you provide the mentors to help them when they get into a problem, then they can do this. And so the organisation workshop is a fantastic model that we will be using on the site to actually DIY self-build,
To be a member of the Heart of Hastings, we run a share offer where a single share purchase of £25 makes you a member of the Heart of Hastings, which means you can have a vote, have a say on what we are doing. If you don't like the direction we're going in, then you need to tell us. You can contribute with ideas, yeah, it's a democratic society, so we'll have our AGM in June, and hopefully at the moment we've got 35 members owning shares in blocks, and yes, we'd like to see a lot more.